Welcome to the 2013 WE3 Expo, hosted by Polk County School Board's Polk Academies. I'm Savannah.
I'm Cassidy.
And I'm Rhiannon. We're just 3 of hundreds of students here at Sun & Fun, representing career academies from 32 of our Polk County schools.
That's right. Polk County is home to more than 100 career academies set up in our local schools, making us a nationally recognized model for our career academies.
Today we're going to tour the academies available to students grades 6 through 12, from agriculture to web design.
So stay tuned because we have all the information you need to know to find an academy that's right for you.
Programs are continuing to sprout up across the nation as STEM, and career-based education continues to improve the quality of students entering the workforce.
This is largely due to the fact that Academy students are able to build professional skills while working in school-based enterprises, and also alongside local business partners.
We're also able to graduate with industry certifications and articulated college credits. But the best way to understand the academies is to get a first-hand look. So here with me today is Mr. Zen Smith. He's the director of an academy that's actually here at the Lakeland Linder Regional Airport, and he is head of the Central Florida Aerospace Academy. So tell me how this very unique academy got started.
Well, about 7 years ago, my boss, Mr. John Small, was approached by several of the people here at Sun & Fun, including the Sun & Fun directors and Rick Garcia from Gulf Coast Avionics, and they wanted to put a school together that focused on the STEM Academy, all of the science and technology, and also had a focus on aviation.
So this academy is very hands-on. Tell me about the teaching strategies and how students are able to work with real planes and equipment in the school day.
Well, we have, there's several ways. In our aviation department, we have 25 flight sims that are in a room that the students can fly, and they will fly particular lessons, like the aviation instructor will have them take off from one airport and fly to, say, Orlando International, and then turn around and fly back. They will also fly based on what they learned in lecture the day before. They'll have a mission that they'll fly based on that. They learn how to do holding patterns, which is basically a rectangle around an airport. And also in our engineering department, we have SolidWorks. We have a room full of computers that have SolidWorks on them. And SolidWorks is like an AutoCAD, only it's in 3D. And they can design three-dimensional objects. Say if they had an idea of a better airplane wing, they could design that wing on SolidWorks, and we have a 3D printer they could use to then print that wing up and then take it down to our wind tunnel and test it out, see if it is an actual improvement.
So the academy is not only for people who want to be pilots, but want to work almost kind of behind the scenes when it comes to aviation. And I know you can do that through the 4 tracks. Can you explain that to me?
Sure. The 4 tracks we have are aviation, which is those that want to become a pilot. We have engineering, which I explained a minute ago. It's the design of airplanes. We have avionics, which is the electronics of the airplane. It's kind of like, you know, all of the instruments you see on the front of the airplane. And then the newer things they call it glass cockpits that have things like Garmin that'll actually show you where you are on a map. That's the avionics, and we also have our A&P track, which stands for airframe and power plant, but that's a fancy way of saying airplane mechanic.
Now, I know when students graduate, they also have the opportunity to earn degrees and qualify for certain parts of the private pilot's license. Can you tell me a little bit about that too?
Yeah, well, that's 2 different things. We have an agreement with Polk State College where they can our aviation department. They've just started an aviation branch over there at Polk State, and they have given us 4 of their college classes that we can use. So in dual enrollment, our seniors can graduate with 12 aviation credits toward their program. We also have 12 credits that are just normal, regular, any freshman would have to take, like English 1 and 2, humanities, psychology. So that's another 12 credits that they could have at Polk State. And those credits also, Polk State has an agreement with Embry-Riddle. Those credits would transfer to Embry-Riddle if they decided they wanted to go there. We also have, as far as learning to fly, we have the James Ray Scholarship, which if a student has a 2.75 GPA, they are eligible for the James Ray Scholarships, which will pay 75% of their flight lessons, which nowadays is a huge chunk of change. From the start to finish of your flying lessons is about 10 grand.
Wow, it's such a great opportunity that the CFA students have coming to this school. Thank you so much for sharing with us how academies really benefit our students.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I'm here with Ridge Community's Engineering Career Academy, where they're full of creative new inventions.
This is a side project, actually. It's a small hovercraft that we put together, and Mr. Schnorr, our instructor, gave us a project, or just told us to do something, so I came up with the idea of a hovercraft. What we essentially did is we took a plywood platform, gave it a plastic skirt, then we stuck a leaf blower in the top, blew it up, and it slides like a hovercraft. This project was a side project aside from the certifications we were getting, but this was for fun for the most part.
It's just a really great learning experience, and you just really get to learn, what about all the stuff that's manufactured around us, how is it made, how would you make it, and it's just really great. And it's a great career opportunity because you can actually earn 15 college credits, and that really helps out in going into colleges and getting an engineering degree.
I know people, they take 3 buses and transfer over here. They get on the bus at 4 o'clock in the morning to get over here to specifically come to engineering, because we're the only one around here. We're the only one that offers the kind of programs that we do. We have the MSSC certification, which allows us to go directly into industrial work after engineering, and it also gives us college credits. Engineering is a very big part of our society now. We're actually hiring more engineering people than ever before because we need them. So it's just helpful for colleges to actually look at you, or jobs to actually look at you and say, oh, he's taken engineering for 4 years through high school, even though he didn't have to.
Right now we are out on the tarmac at Sun and Fun, and here with me is Trey and Philip. Now, Trey, you're in the academy at CFAA. Tell me, what inspired you to be a part of that?
I first saw it in Flying Magazine when I was sitting with my grandpa. He's been in aviation his entire life, and he looked at me and said, "Is this something you're interested in?" And I was, because I've been up flying before, and so I decided to go to the academy to learn more about aviation, and I've loved it ever since, and it's opened the doors for many things for me, including flight training and other great opportunities.
Now, I know they have 4 different tracks that you can go on at the academy. What are you on, and then what career path can you go into afterwards?
I'm on the aerospace track right now in aviation, and through this I can go on to get bigger degrees in other main colleges like Embry-Riddle or Polk State, and then go on to be commercial pilot, military pilot, all types of different careers you can have off of the aerospace track.
Now, I know you mentioned Polk State, and Philip, you're at Polk State. Tell me a little bit about the program that's developed there.
Polk State's got a 2-year program and a 4-year program, and the 4-year program just got approved, but basically they have an admin and a professional pilot. I don't know a whole lot about the professional pilot, but I know that in the admin world, you basically learn all there is to know about running an FBO, an airline, an airport, the different administration side of things, and then you get introductory flights, so they want you to know what aviation is, but it's beneficial for someone like Trey, who's doing flight training in high school, to go into it, because he can say, I don't need that flight. I'm a pilot, and so you can move on and broaden your field by starting out in high school flying and then expanding into, airport administration and FBOs and things like that. So that's what Polk State's about. I think it's about expanding into the next realm. So.
Right, and I know you graduated from CFA. Now, what is it that you really see as important about being able to move from your high school and then straight into something that's right here in town?
It's local, and local is key. So for me, I wanted to be able to stay here and mentor the next level of kids that were graduating from the academy and show them that aviation can be a big part of their life, and that we're not superheroes because we're pilots, even though a lot of people think that. You can do it too, and that's my favorite thing in all the world. But at the same time, I couldn't go into the military because of other problems, so I got into airport administration, and so I can work here at the airport, internships and eventually part-time jobs and then full-time jobs while working with Breezer and teaching kids to fly and ground instruction right through flight instruction. And for someone who's able to graduate high school, get a pilot's license, graduate high school, and then become an instructor while going to college, while living their dream, it's all happening right here. I don't have to live in Daytona and go to Embry-Riddle, and then come here on the weekends. I can do it. I'm always available.
Now, I know I've heard a lot about the 6 students and then the ones that graduated from CFA and the one that was still in CFA that created and went on their own flight to Wisconsin. Were you guys those pilots?
I was one of them. Trey didn't make it this time. He's going next year. What we did was we have the Aero Club here, and it's basically for high school and eventually collegiate level students that want to learn to fly. You have to go through the Aero Club in order to get your flight training scholarship. So that's why it was created, because Sun and Fun legally can't issue a scholarship, and then if anything were to happen. But anyway, the Aero Club was created. Then it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do? Are we just going to learn to fly and then be done with it? No, you got to do cool things. So we come up with the idea first of doing our solo cross countries to Thomasville, Georgia, which was a fly-in that's 2 days over the weekend. And we did that last year, and then it came up, or the year before last year, and then the summer came around, and it's like, well, we flew on an airliner last year at Oshkosh, but do we really want to go the airline route again? And we're all licensed pilots. No, we're going to fly ourselves. And so the local flight school gave us some airplanes, and Mr. Ray gave us the gas. Sun and Fun provided our van and means of transportation while we were there, and all of our tickets when we got there. So really all we had to do was bring money for food for 2 weeks, and we jumped in our airplanes and flew all the way 1,100 miles there and 1,100 miles home, barnstorming across America.
I know that must have been an adventure for you, and even though you weren't able to partake in that, do you see yourself doing stuff like that in the future?
Yes, ma'am. I see myself doing a lot of things in the future. Over this past October, I did the Thomasville flying, which I did my dual cross country with that, and it was a lot of fun. Just go to fly-ins and see that type of culture, but everything's aviation. So you just get to immerse yourself in just a lot of different educational things, and you get to learn the trade through actually doing it. And hopefully this coming up year I can make the Oshkosh trip like they did last year and do it all over again. And it's just a lot of cool things to do.
Well, you guys are a part of such a great program, and it's so nice to see people who really take advantage of the things that they have set out for them and take full opportunity with that. So good luck to both of you guys, and thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm here right outside of Dundee Ridge Middle School's pre-academy booth, The Farm, where middle school students get a first-hand learning experience in the agriculture industry.
Well, we have a more wide span of animals, so we can learn more about those animals and take that to do a career or do what we want to do in high school, or we can go in FFA and go somewhere far and get scholarships. And the pre-academy it means it's bigger to us because we're getting more and more and more.
When students enter into the pre-academy in the 6th grade, they are entered into an intro class. Then they are entered into a foundations class, which counts as a high school credit. Students on the farm get a hands-on learning experience with farming and with farm animals, such as rabbits, chickens, cows, and even quail. And there is so much more. The farm isn't just a class where you read about agriculture. It offers you a first-hand learning opportunity.
Come join us at the farm. You'll love it.
Here with me is School Board Member Hazel Sellers, and also with me is John Small. He's in charge of WE in Polk County. Now, I'm an I'm an Academy student. I love my Academy at Lakeland High School. Tell me how that affects student achievement and the schools themselves.
When students become involved in academies, we have noticed they become engaged in their work. And they also begin to see how language arts and math fit into real-world situations. So what we've noticed is that they come to school more often, and when you come to school more often, your grades usually go up. And because they're engaged, discipline issues are not as big an issue anymore because they're behaving, because they're excited to be there. They're engaged.
Now, Mr. Smalls, you've been involved with the academies for years. How have you seen them progress and expand to be as big as an event as this today?
Well, it's pretty amazing. The first year that we did WE3 Expo, we had some business partners, and it was actually in mainly one industry, was in information technology. And this idea came up with our advisory council and our partners over at Polk State in the IT department. Cliff Bennett actually had the original idea. Why don't we showcase what the kids do and invite business partners to come out? So we had the first one at the Lakeland Technology Building in their community room, which I think we had about 300 people, and that was the first year. And so then we decided, well, that was really good. The business partners enjoyed it. Let's have another one. And we did a little more planning, and we ended up eventually going to the Lakeland Center, and then it doubled and tripled in size. Last year, we kind of almost outgrew the Lakeland Center, and this year we've almost doubled in the amount of displays and everything. So we've had to come to Sun and Fun. It's about, I think, the only venue that can house this now in Polk County.
Yes, it is enormous today, just here in one of the hangars, and then there's another, and then we're spread out all over this campus. Now, Mrs. Sellers, what have you really enjoyed seeing today and from the students and from the different schools?
I've enjoyed watching the elementary students get so excited. Luckily I'm positioned, I'm volunteering today, and I'm by Bartow's Medical and Fire Academy, and of course they have an ambulance, and watching the kids just really enjoy and picking up the brochures. They can't give them out fast enough. So that's been the most fun. Oh, and Summerlin. They have one of their horses out here with riders. That's been
the equestrian program.
The equestrian program.
Yes, it's
that's been very enjoyable.
The ones that's really gotten to expand and has started competitions and things in the community. And speaking of expansion, what is the plan for the academies in Polk County in the future?
Oh goodness, I don't know. We've, we've kind of planned to grow, try to manage the growth, and that's been hard. And the larger you get, I think we need to be more and more careful about growth, because we don't want to grow so fast that we don't have quality programs. And then also we don't want to grow and just create programs without good business partnerships, because that's critical to our students, to go through a program and they get industry certifications. A lot of them decide to go on to college, but some of them, they're equipped with skills to go directly to work. So we want to partner smart, where we have jobs waiting for kids and opportunities for students that do go through the academies.
Now, the academies like this, they're all over the nation. How have we tried to model from other schools and other programs like this for Polk County?
Well, I want to say that I think we're the model. I can't speak enough for Mr. Small. He has made sure that every academy we've opened, A, is quality, B, there's a need and an interest, and just right out here, the Aerospace Academy, that it's a model for the nation, I would say, and that's due to Mr. Small's work in bringing that about. So we've gone to Nashville and looked at their academies. I know Mr. Small goes all over the country, but he also talks with businessmen, and when he sees a need, and then he makes it happen. Suddenly we have the academy for the need. And right here at Tinnerock, we have a power academy that there was a real need by Lakeland Electric for linemen, I believe that's, and So we partnered with them, and now when kids graduate from that program, we have some going on to electrical engineering schools at universities, and others are going out becoming linemen at very good salaries.
Well, being someone who is an Academy student, I just want to thank the both of you for giving me and other students the opportunity to be a part of something so special and so integral in schools.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, I keep coming back because, I mean, it's like a fun experience. We have, like the guys behind me, we have the climbing going on. We also have certifications for NCCER, which is the National Certification for Construction Education and Research. So we'll get those certifications, and those are accepted nationwide. We'll get online, we'll do our resumes, we'll do our applications, or we'll do our interviews. We'll get you ready for the workforce to go out as soon as you graduate, or even beforehand to get a job. And we actually have a lot of our seniors here. We got a job mostly because of Power Academy and the employability skills that he stressed to us and taught us from beginning to end.
So you want to be a pilot, a doctor, a lawyer? What if you're looking for something a little more creative? Why not start now? Polk Academies gives you a first-hand look at the job that you have been dreaming of. Hosted by Polk Academies, the WE3 Expo showcases the 3 strands of workforce education: K-12, post-secondary education, and community business partners, in an effort to inform parents and students about the many career academies established within our school system. Thousands of 5th and 8th grade students explore the variety of educational interests, represented by over 200 booths, and academies pulled out all the stops to display what they can offer each student.
So what exactly do you have going on at your booth today?
Well, we have 2 kind of experiments going on. We have where we're making slime with borax, water, and Elmer's glue, and that's on the other side of the table. And then on this side of the table, we have a vortex ring launcher, and I like to build these to represent like the diaphragm and that muscle that pushes and pulls like air out of you, and I find it a good demonstration.
Tell us about your academy and everything that you do.
I'm in the IMAG Academy. We have 2 big components of marketing and graphic design. And in our graphic design, we have different levels, level 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And we have vinyl, engraving, transfer, and also screen printing. And through those, we have, we can make iPhone cases, we can engrave trophies, we can also make t-shirts through our heat press. And with our marketing, we usually use our marketing skills to help market the products that we've already made through our industry, which is pretty successful as of right now.
What's really great about our academy is we throw everyone in. You know, we get first-hand experiences. You know, I'm out here today, and I'm only a level 1. I'm still learning the basics of, you know, everything. Usually in 2 and 3s, they get internships from like really high corporations, which is really good. You know, they also get clients, and level 4s, they interact with the program a lot. We just like to bring a really good energy. We like to, be energetic and try to get people to come over. And I think the turnout, is actually really good. We actually have a couple students that actually want to join the program, even though they're not zoned. If you're not zoned for our school, you can go online. So that's really great because we actually allow students that aren't zoned to actually come to our school just for this.
So what are you showing the kids today at your booth?
Just showing them what it's like. Hopefully the sparks will get them interested and maybe they want to start. Welding is when you take metal and you melt it together with high voltage electricity. And we fabricate stuff like grills and trailers and stuff like that.
So what got you interested in this academy at Travis?
My friends told me about it and my parents said there's good money in welding.
As soon as they come up, they just scream out macaroni, so it seems like they like it. When they walk away, like I've seen like a good 20 of them come back for seconds, so it seems like something's good about it.
So this is a newer academy for Lake Region. How does this academy benefit you?
It's really good. It's helping me get to my goal of becoming a chef because we got a good teacher. He's amazing. Everybody at the school seems to like it now that we have the Culinary Academy, and it helps bring in more people. So it seems to be good.
So how do you think the Expo is going, and how do you think the kids are reacting to everything?
I think the Expo is awesome this year. It definitely growed from what it was last year, and everything's working out great. I had a chance to walk around the hangars and look at the different expos, and they all seem to be really awesome. And in the background, we have the guys climbing the pole, and me and a few of my friends were running the CO2 car races off to the side, and we have our big booth over here. We have a popcorn machine running. We have some of the Lakeland Electric workers out here actually running the smart meters and telling all the kids about it. And we have some big billboards up talking about that as well.
So what's your booth all about, and why do you have the kids hammering nails?
Well, we're at a construction academy down at Frost Reef High School called iSpaces, and what we do is we teach them all different areas of construction. What we're doing today is just demonstrating on how to nail using a hammer and how to screw a screw using a drill. And then my other students are over here on the scroll saw cutting out different patterns, you know, just showing the kids what is available here in Polk County on the construction side.
Well, at the Sports Medicine Academy, we focus on two things mostly right now. It's athletic training and also personal training. So with a game like this, like Just Dance, an athletic or a personal trainer might use that to, you know, make a workout plan for class or for individual to be active, you know. And so at our personal fitness room, we actually, it's not a Wii, but we have an Xbox One that's set up that we can actually have the kids come in that want to do personal training, can set up a workout for other students, and they can work out on a big projection screen in our personal fitness center. And obviously it's a big draw to bring the kids over, tell them about the program, and, you know, get their wrists taped, tell them about athletic training, and then also check out the body and that kind of thing up on the Apple iPad that she has hooked up.
Today we decided to do a video game because we felt that it would connect with the kids better because they play video games a lot, and our programming class, that's mostly what we do. We learn how to code and develop video games that kids can play. We have all kinds of different classes, from basic Word programs to full-on building video games. As far as benefits, they're really fun, and they get you the college credit, so it's a bonus there.
Polk Academies offers hundreds of career programs in schools across the county. So get a head start and find an academy that's right for you. Log on to polkacademies.com.
Thanks for joining us. We hope we shed some light on opportunities available for students in Polk County.
Through Career Academies, we have been able to explore our interests, discover the right career path, and develop professional skills needed when entering the workforce. So if you'd like more information or you're ready to apply, log on to polkacademies.com.
This has been Savannah, Cassidy, and Rhiannon in the element of our own academy. Until next time.